Let's take you today deep into the ocean, where an invisible shadow roams, a destructive force, a technology that makes a country unique in the realm of nuclear power, a weapon capable of destroying an entire city in an instant. Yes, we are talking about modern nuclear submarines and their deadly capabilities. These massive steel monsters can silently cruise deep under the ocean, and in a moment's notice, launch missiles capable of annihilating entire regions. As you see in this image, this was a test of a Trident II missile, launched from a U.S. Ohio-class submarine. The Trident II is a submarine-launched ballistic missile, and one of the world's most powerful weapons. These missiles have an estimated explosive power of 475 kilotons, while the atomic bomb drop on Hiroshima had a power of only 12 to 13 kilotons. Now, imagine how useful these submarines are to a country, and how terrifying this technology is. In today's video, we will show you how these nuclear submarines work, how they are built, and why they are considered one of the most frightening technologies in military history. Please watch the entire video. And if you're new here, make sure to subscribe and press the bell icon to get all notifications. Those submarines are huge. How can they stay submerged underwater? To understand this, you need to learn about Archimedes' principle. According to Archimedes' principle, when an object is submerged in a liquid, it applies an upward force equal to the weight of the liquid displaced by the object. So naturally, when a submarine is lowered into the water, it tries to float upwards. In such situations, the weight of the submarine needs to be increased so it can stay submerged. This is where the ballast tanks inside the submarine come into play. Water and air are pumped into or out of these tanks to control the submarine's density. When air is filled in the ballast tanks, the submarine becomes lighter and rises to the surface. But when the ballast tanks are filled with water, the submarine becomes heavier and sinks. This method allows the submarine to submerge or rise to the surface in a controlled manner. It's similar to how fish use a swim bladder to move up or down in the water by filling it with gas. However, rising and falling in the water is not enough. Submarines need to turn left and right and move forward as well. To turn left and right, submarines use a special kind of radar, which is also called a vertical radar. This type of radar is commonly found on boats, ships, and aircraft. For forward movement, submarines use a propulsion system, which essentially consists of a rotating fan powered by electricity. Modern nuclear submarines have a nuclear reactor that generates large amounts of power, allowing the submarine to stay submerged for long periods. This power drives the submarine's propeller, helping it move slowly or quickly underwater. But while deep underwater, how does a submarine determine its direction and detect objects around it? For this purpose, submarines use sonar technology. Sonar is a method where sound waves are sent out, and the echoes are analyzed to detect surrounding objects. It's similar to how your voice echoes when you shout in a mountain valley. Submarines use this principle to send sound waves to gather information about the ocean floor and nearby objects. Submarines use two types of sonar technology: passive sonar and active sonar. Passive sonar only listens for surrounding sounds and is used to detect enemy ships or nearby submarines. On the other hand, active sonar sends out sound waves and analyzes the echoes to determine the location of nearby objects. But in deep oceans, sonar technology alone is not enough, and advanced technologies are also used, such as LiDAR technology. LiDAR, or light detection and ranging, uses laser technology to measure the distance to surrounding objects and create three-dimensional maps. When a submarine comes to the surface, LiDAR is used to analyze the geographic structure around it, which helps in navigation. This is particularly effective in deep water areas. Additionally, radar, or radio detection and ranging, is also important for submarines. It uses radio waves to detect nearby objects. When a submarine surfaces, it uses radar to gather information about other ships, coastal areas, and aircraft. However, radar is not very effective underwater because radio waves can't travel far through water. In modern times, some submarines have started using MRS, or magnetic range system. This technology analyzes the magnetic field around the submarine due to the Earth's natural magnetic field. Any metal object, especially a large metal structure like a submarine, becomes part of this magnetic field. The MRS detects this magnetic signature and helps the submarine maintain its secrecy, preventing it from being detected by enemy magnetic sensors. Now, let's take a look inside the submarine. Let's take a look at what's inside. Generally, a military submarine has 3 levels or decks. In this video, we will primarily talk about military submarines because most submarines around the world are used for military purposes. However, submarines designed for research or tourism purposes may have a slightly different design. Anyway, the uppermost deck of a military submarine usually contains torpedoes, which are used as weapons. The lowest deck houses a battery room, which supplies power to the submarine. The middle deck contains the diesel engine motor room and the control room, which serves as the main command center of the submarine. Above the control room is the conning tower, which is the submarine's primary attack center. It contains various equipment such as a periscope, electronic antennas, and the entry and exit paths for weapons. It also serves as the main entry and exit door for the submarine. The torpedoes are stored in torpedo tubes. These are essentially guided underwater missiles. The tubes are typically cylindrical in shape, designed to hold the torpedo missiles. In modern submarines, torpedoes are usually placed at the front, but in the 2017 Bollywood movie The Ghazi Attack, it was shown that submarines had torpedoes both at the front and rear. In reality, older and more powerful submarines had torpedoes at both ends because at that time, torpedoes could only move in a straight line. Submarines in India and Bangladesh are generally either diesel-electric or nuclear-powered. Diesel-electric submarines use large batteries that need to be recharged once every 2 to 3 days. To charge batteries, the submarine must surface and run the diesel engine, as diesel engines cannot operate underwater due to lack of oxygen. On the other hand, nuclear submarines use a nuclear reactor, allowing them to stay submerged for long periods, but only as long as food and other supplies last. The exterior of a submarine is coated with rubber for sound absorption to avoid detection by enemy radar. The main structure or hull of a submarine typically comes in 2 types, single hull and double hull. However, most modern submarines use a double hull, which increases safety and the ability to withstand pressure. Building a submarine is a complex and time-consuming process. It takes 10 years to build a diesel-electric submarine and 15 to 17 years to construct a nuclear submarine. The Indian Navy currently has a total of 17 submarines, including 4 nuclear-powered and 13 diesel-electric ones. India also manufactures its own submarines, though these are designed based on blueprints from Russia, Germany, and France. In Bangladesh, the Navy has 2 diesel-electric submarines, BNS Nabiyatra and BNS Joyatra, which were purchased from China for a cost of 2,000 crore taka. In any case, with this advanced technology and skilled naval forces, this is how a submarine can move underwater and survive in global warfare. If you liked the video, feel free to leave a comment. If you enjoyed it, you can like it as well. See you in the next new episode. Thank you.